Okay, we are good. So once again, welcome to Slick Trading Signal day trading day 2 training. Sorry, we're welcome to our second day of the training. I see Mr. Jude just join us. You're welcome.
Good
So
evening, everyone.
You're welcome, sir.
Yep.
So very quickly, we'll be switching over to the Binance app. I hope you can see my screen now.
Not yet.
Hello, can you guys see my screen? Because it's showing that I'm sharing my screen here.
Yeah, we are
You
seeing
can
it
see
just
your screen.
Okay, thank you. So you must, before you even think of taking a trade, you must have downloaded the Binance app, and to download that, can someone help us drop the link to download the Binance app from the Google Play Store? And if anyone have access to the iOS store, can also drop the link in the chat section. So you must have downloaded your Binance app and completed the registration. I've completed my account is fully registered, and I've done my KYC and the whole. I don't think you really need KYC to even start taking our trades. Maybe that might be corrected later. I think you don't really need that for now. But very quickly, since you've gone through that process, the next thing you want to do is launch your Binance app and then go to the features area of your Binance application. So to access the features icon, you are going to count from the very first one. You've got home, market, trades, and features. It's at the very bottom, at the very bottom there. I think the second to the last icon. So that is the icon that's the page you want to focus on. And from here, you observe that the thing, the commodity or the pair you want to be trading is this USDM. It's not coin M. We don't trade coin M, but it's USDM. That's USD match. And the pair, like the trade that was dropped today, was BTC USD. So I'm just going to walk you through that process. If you missed that call out, how you will have taken it is the process I'm going to take you through now. So assuming you've completed your registration and you've done all the needful, you are going to come to this page. But when you come here as a first timer, you might get a pop-up message asking you to take I think a few seconds mock trading test. Yes, a few second mock trading test will pop up. If it doesn't, it's going to come up for you anytime soon. So if you've completed that process, the next thing you want to do is this is how your icon is going to look like. Where you have cross here, this area you have cross. For the first time, you see cross there, and the meaning of that cross is it's actually a feature that is put in place to enable you take from your available balance and top up your active balance. So let's take a very quick example. If you have $100 on your trading account, like you have on the available balance here, mine is five USDT that is showing. So if you have, for example, you have 100 USDT on your available balance, and you took $50 from the available balance and took any of the trades, maybe you took a trade with $50. So what this cross feature does is that if you are getting to the extent whereby you want to end your trade is going against you and you're about to lose your entire funds, what the system will now do, it will start taking from your available balance. That's the other $50 in your available balance, to start taking from there. And you know what that means? you might end up losing the entire funds. That's if you didn't put stop loss. So, but we are not using that feature. What we are using is the cross feature. So I'm going to be changing mine to the isolated. Sorry, what we're using is the isolated feature. So isolated, if you use that same $50 to take a trade, if you are going to lose that trade, lose your entire funds, it's that entire $50 that you'll be losing. The other $50 in your available balance will still be intact. Nothing will happen to it. So I'm just going to click on confirm. The next thing we want to focus on is the leverage. And to get that, you click this icon where we have ATX. ATX. Mine is showing ATX because I've been using this app to take trades for some time. So as a first timer, you may not have that option. The max you might be having is 20x. The maximum leverage you may be able to use is 20x. And you can still take our trades even with that 20x. You can still earn something decent from it. So if you have the ability to increase your leverage, this is from here, you'll be able to increase it using this drawer, and you increase it to your desired leverage size. So I'm just going to leave mine at 80 for reasons best known to me, and then I'll click on confirm. Okay, another place we want to focus on now is the buy and sell area. The buy and sell area. So the buy is the type of order you are taking, or the type of trade you are taking. So this could either be, depending on the one giving you the call out, it could either be a long order or a buy order. They both mean the same thing. So if you are given a call out and you're asked to long the market, it simply means that you are going to leave it on the buy area. But if you are given a call out and you're asked to short the market, it simply means you are going to leave it in this sell area. I hope that is understood. So the buy represents long, while the sell represents short. Our next area I want to focus on is the available balance. The available balance, on the available balance here, we're having 5 USDT. To increase to add to your available balance, or to top up your available balance, you're going to click these two yellow pairs of arrows here, and here you can transfer from your sports wallet or your margin wallet, whichever way you want it done. Although I think we released a few videos on YouTube on how you can top up or fund your futures wallet. So maybe you can check out those videos later on. So the next thing we want to focus on is this area where we have limits. You are going to, by default, when you come to your futures page, you are going to see it this way. So you don't want to tamper with it. Leave it at that limit. Another thing, another area we're focusing here is the entry price which you will be given. So sometimes I think like the color that was given today, the entry price was at 23,645. Sorry, 22,645, and the caller says that if you long BTC at 22,645. So this is where you are going to type that that entry or that caller that was given. Long BTC at 22,645. You are going to enter that figure here, 22,645. So that's your entry spot. So you can either increase it with the plus sign or the minus sign, but that's going to take you a whole day to do. It's just better you type the figures and you're good. Another thing we want to focus on is this area where we have BTC and USDT. By default, when you're coming here for the first time, coming to this page for the first time, you are going to have this page appearing in BTC. So it will be difficult for you to actually calculate your account balance. So it's best for you to actually leave it in the USDT. Under that USDT, you have the option to enter the amount of USDT you want to use in taking a trade. If you observe carefully, I'm having my leverage size is 80x. So to get the right amount to type here, I have to type 80. I have to first calculate 80x multiplied by 5 USDT. So my leverage size multiplied by the leverage the available balance, which is about 5. That's about 400. That's 400 USDT. So let's enter all these figures. 22,645. 22,645. Let's quickly enter all these amounts. Okay. The next thing we want to do is, okay, very quickly, instead of typing this figure, you can also, as another option for you, you can use this drawer to select the amount of or the size of the trade of the trade you'll be taking. If you're going to be using 50% of your fund, you should leave the drawer at this area. If you're going to be using your entire funds, you're going to move it to 100%. 100%. So, okay, we have 100% there. Sorry, I just noticed something now. I'll come back to that later. So I've used the entire funds I can use in taking these trades, which is the 100%. I've used the draw to the 100%. Then another place you want to focus on is this area. If you're a first timer, you have your TP and SL. TP stands for stop and take profit, while SL stands for stop loss. So this icon will be inactive or will be dormant. So to activate it or to make it active, you click on that check box before the TP and SL. So from here, you'll be able to enter the take profit price. For example, the color that was given earlier, the take profit price was 23,000 naira. 23, sorry, naira, don't tell me. $23,000. And the stop loss was 22 565, the stop loss. So take profit is what makes you, from the word profit, it shows that once this price is the market gets to this price, you are telling the system to take you off the market with with profits. Why stop loss in the other way around is you're telling the system to take you off the market, that this is the maximum amount of loss I can take. So that's the essence of putting these two prices. And you can do without putting these prices, but it's not advisable, because that might mean that you want to lose your entire funds. Another area I want to focus on is the area of is this area where we have marks and costs. I don't know what happened. I think I miscalculated something just now, but I think I'll get back to that shortly. So the marks, where we have marks, we have 113 USDT. That's the power of leverage. Remember, I'm having 5 USDT here. This ATX multiplier multiplied it. It's supposed to be 400. I'm seeing here. I'll check the reason for that and revert back shortly. So the maximum cost here is 113 USDT, which we have set here. Sorry, the entire balance. The system has calculated it and given us that maximum balance at 113.3 USDT. Then the cost is 4.19. That's the maximum the system will allow you to use in taking this trade. So when you've done all that, you come back to cross check before clicking this sell or short icon. Remember, I told you, if you get a call out and you see sell there, it simply means you're shorting the market, or if you see short, it simply means you're selling the market. So whichever way the call out comes in, you know what that means. So that's that for now. Then this figures popping at the left hand corner or the right hand corner are the prices of the market. So this is actually showing that trades are going on in the market worldwide, and we don't need to focus much on this area anyway. So when you're done and you are sure that you've done the right thing, you've entered the right figures, the next thing you want to do is click on this icon, sell or short icon. Well, I'm not going to be confirming mine because I don't want to lose my funds. So this is the preview page. This is the preview page where you enter. It will give you a preview of the entire figures you've entered, to make sure there's no error. So you need to cross check and see if you are actually doing the right thing. If you check this box, this preview page will no longer appear. So please leave it unchecked. Then you click on confirm sell. If it's a long order, you'll see confirm buy. So that's the difference between the two. I think that will be all for now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Josiah. We are very grateful. So, we want to take questions. Does anybody have questions that they want to ask Mr. Josiah? Please, can you just raise up your hand so that we can pick you one after the other? Okay, I have Mr. Timothy Dombu. Sorry if I'm wrong with the pronunciation. Can I have your question, please? Please unmute yourself and speak. Hello, can Mr. Timothy hear me? Okay. If Mr. Timothy is not hearing me, okay, I have Jennifer. Hello. Am I audible, please? Am I audible?
Yes, very, very.
Okay. So let's have Miss Jennifer. She has raised her hand up for a question. So please let's have her. Please unmute yourself and speak. So and please be very audible so that we can pick your question. I have Jennifer. Please, we are not hearing you. Can you speak up? Okay. You can still not get Jennifer. Okay. Okay, so let's have okay. Kazim Alade, can you please speak up? Unmute yourself and speak up. Ask your question, please. Daudu Kazim. Okay, Jennifer is
Hello.
speaking. Okay. Okay, Jennifer,
Hello.
go ahead.
Sorry, I joined the live stream late. For someone who has never traded before and don't even have any idea on how to use Binance, what are we going to do? Because I joined it late and I don't even understand the lectures I met just now. So please, I need help and I'm interested in knowing more about it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Jennifer. Mr. Josiah, please can you respond to that quickly? Mr. Josiah, please can you respond to that quickly? Okay, if he's not responding, Miss Jennifer, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello. Okay. Now to help
Yes,
you
I can
more.
hear you.
Okay, to help you more on
Yes, I can hear you.
actually okay, to help you more on actually getting the best of the training you've missed, you will be dropping a YouTube link that you can actually watch a video on how to actually take trade and place trade basically. So the video will practically guide you in taking trades when a call out is dropped. After watching the video, if you still have like one or two questions, you still feel you need guidance on, you can personally chat up any of the admins on the platform so that they can guide you. I know you missed some part of the training, especially on how to take trades. So that video will guide you. There are three videos basically. One, how to place trade. The second one tells you how to fund your Binance account, and then from your margin. Then the third one tells you how to fund your Binance account from your spot wallet. But let me, you have a Binance account right now that is verified. You have a Binance account that is verified, Miss Jennifer. A Binance account that is verified already. Do you have one?
Yes, I do. I do have a Binance account that is verified.
Okay. Okay. So if you have a Binance account that is verified, please just watch that video. The video will guide you on how to go about taking trades. You can, we'll drop the link of the video after the meeting. You can also check the link on the WhatsApp group. They are both there. You can watch. So like you said, three videos that can guide you thoroughly on how to go about taking trades on Binance. I hope that is understood. Okay. Is that clear, Ms. Jennifer?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. So you just still stay on. There will still be a lecture on how to do proper bankroll management when taking trade. We'll soon be going down there. I think I still have some hands up. I still have Temitope Oguntimileng. So please, can we hear you? Unmute yourself and ask your question, please. Temitope Oguntimileng, please, can we have your questions?
Hello. Can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yeah, I can
All
hear you
right.
now. I can hear you now.
Yeah, thank you very much for everything for the lecture. So though I've not done future trading before, that's why I'm really so much interested in this. And one of the reasons is that people say it's very risky. It's risky. Don't do it. It's risky. But I believe in if some people can do it, then which means it is doable. But what I've had, I don't know. I'm just as this and what I hear people say about it. They say if you place a trade, you must be there monitoring it. But from what I've heard now, they said there is a stop loss and take profit. So which means if I set my stop loss and take profit, I don't need to be monitoring it. But why is it that people make it sound as if you must be there 24 hours, you shouldn't close your eyes so that nothing will happen? That's what I want to know. Does it mean this stop loss and take profit will not work or what? Why? I just want to get that part clear.
Thank you very much, ma. Mr. Job, can you attend to that question, please? Is Mr. Job available here? Can he attend to that question?
In a minute, please. I will attend to the question. Just a minute.
All right. So please note down that question. I think I still have one hand coming up, Mr. Timothy. So, Mr. Timothy, just hold on while Mr. Job attends to that question. But nevertheless, it's important that you know, Mr. Mitope, that the stop loss and the take profit actually works. I just want to cite an example today of someone who took a trade on the group. In fact, she took the trade and actually left the trade. She later came back and she discovered that she was already in profit. The trade had already closed. So it's not like they work very well. You can use your stop loss and your take profits. The reason why you have the stop loss is basically to protect your funds. So yes, people have various perception about future trading. It's risky. There's no trade that is not risky. Every trade is risky, but it depends on how you approach the market. And that is why we, on our part, we try to make sure that when we give out a call out, we are sure, we call it a premium call out because we are sure that you would be in profit. And the chances of you losing your trade is like 0.1% out of 100%. So you can make use of your stop loss and your take profit. It works effectively. Did you get that, man?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
So
I'm available right now.
Okay, Job. Okay, so Mr. Job, address that question quickly.
Okay. Thank you for the question. If I had the question right, you said there is hearsay that futures trading is highly risky. That is best to stay off from it. That even if you are to take futures trading, you have to be monitoring it like a hawk 24/7. Am I right, please?
Yes, that's the question.
Okay, so the question is, why is it true? Attention, is it true, and why do people say that? Okay, to answer that question is future trading risky? My answer to that is yes. do you have to monitor your trade when you've taken a trade on future 24/7 like a hawk? The answer is maybe, maybe. So now let me go further into my answers. The truth there about life is everything is risky. Every single thing we do is risky. There is a measure of risk attached to it. Some people are in their home, and there was a time plane fell from up and crashed them. They died. That was relatively a safe point where they were, that they couldn't have even imagined it. Some people are sleeping, and they pass through that way and go. So everything has a measure of risk attached to it. So trading in general has amount of risks attached to it. So everything is risky. Yes, I agree with them. But there is something that makes us stand out. We understand the risks attached to futures trading. We know that fully well to a very large extent. And as a result, we have some mechanisms in play that reduces our risks. One of the mechanisms which I would probably be talking about is leverage usage. And another one is bankroll management. I would likely be talking about that later. So those two are mechanisms we use to reduce our risks, or not to reduce let me not use the word reduce, to manage our risks, to manage it in a way, reducing it. So there is also something that we also use to reduce risks, is our knowledge. And that is why we are very confident in using 100x. You can ask any other trader outside there that someone told me he's a 100x trader. The person will tell you that guy is a liar. They will tell you that. If they don't say that guy is a liar, they will tell you it's too risky. They will give all sorts of things to tell you that it's impossible to trade 100x. But well, here we did it. And in fact, somebody even in the trade took 125x. I've never taken that leverage size before, because there's really no difference between that and 100x. So my point there is this: we have the knowledge, we have the weapon. I call this the weapon that gives us the confidence in what we are doing. So I think I answered that question.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Job. Mr. Mitope, did you get his answer, or you're still not cleared, ma?
Yes, I'm clear. It's okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do I still have any other question forthcoming? Okay. Okay, one of my admins. Okay. Okay, Mr. Timothy has been raising his hand for a while, so please let's add Mr. Timothy. Please unmute yourself and ask your question quickly.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm grateful. Thank you, everybody. I was following up the trade earlier today, the call out earlier today. So I noticed during the when everybody was posting their profits, I noticed something. Now, some persons are having plus 70, plus 80, plus 90, plus 72. Okay. Now I want to understand something. Now that plus 72, is it the, you said something about multiplying your leverage during the video the lecture you just took before now earlier. You said multiplying your leverage by the number, that is the amount of funds you want to trade, you want to enter that trade with. For example, $5. If you're entering the trade with $5, multiplied by your leverage, which is, if it's by 80, if it's times 80 or times 100, I mean, the value you're going to get, is that your percentage in profit margin? Is that your profit margin? And then that's it's related to what I wanted to ask earlier, because I see in the testimony, like the when some persons were asked to post their this thing, their trades, like post your testimony. Some persons were having 60 plus 64.14%. Some persons were having plus 74.33%. I would really want to know more about that too. I want to know what it means. Is it plus 64 times of that your money? Or I really want to know. And then you were calculating it and you said something. I think the person that was on here earlier, the admin that was on air earlier, was saying something that he was calculating, but he has not gotten the figure right, but he will still calculate it, like multiplying the amount you're entering that trade with times your leverage. I want to get more insight on that. I want to understand that perfectly, because he said that one is important too. And on the other hand, he was
Please,
also saying,
can I? You can go on, please.
okay, so he was also saying, if you can't do that, you can also move the margin. Like there's this thing he was moving times 50% of your money, or 100%. So he used 100%. So I want to understand that too. Yes, sir. That's my question. Thank you.
Okay. Job, address.
Okay, please let me address some part of the question, because there are too much questions. I think the one that caught my interest, I'm gonna address it. What's the question again? You asked
Just
about.
sorry, Joe. That thing was my network error, because I just checked now it's back. I had to refresh the page. And it's back. So it's that 5 multiplied by the ATX. You get exact amount you want to use taking that.
Okay, let me answer the next. I think I remember now. You said you observed that what people were posting as their results from their trade. You were
Yeah,
seeing 40%, 80%,
yeah,
100%, 90%, and so on and so
yes,
forth. Now you were saying plus something, plus something. Yes, you didn't put the percentage. Those were profits that they left the trade with. I used to early this morning. Let me use myself as an example. Early this morning, I took a trade. That trade, I wanted to drop it as a call out to the group, but I decided not to, because it's a bit risky. I want something relatively safe. So I didn't give the group that, because I don't want my first call out for something to go wrong. So I didn't give the group. So I took the trade because I knew that, or I can see that institutional traders are going to inject some fund at that price. It was just simply 23,427. You can go and check it. There was
okay,
a real injection. That was the price that took BTC down to 22,645,
45, yes,
42.
yes,
Yes, I actually put it at 45 for some reasons. So that was the price that took it there. It was clear, it was crystal clear. I saw it, I took it, and I made. In fact, funny enough, I left the trade open, and when I woke up in the night, earlier on in the night, I was like, hey, I left this trade open. Oh, I should have cancelled it. But I was quite confident in it, so I just checked it, and I realized that, oh, I'm already in 200%. And interesting, I ended up leaving the trade. I was expecting something like maybe like 350% in that trade, but I ended up leaving in 239 or 240%, because I was like, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay with this 200 and something percent. I'm okay, and another reason is I wanted to catch the bottom. I wanted to catch the bottom because I knew that that's a much bigger trade. Because I was expecting something like 400% in that trade. If it goes back to 23,000, which it did exactly as predicted, you know. So that is plus 23,000 and 2,000 239% I dropped. Another trade again I took, which is at the bottom, I took it with two accounts, one on Binance, another one on Bitgate, and I
Yes, I
made
saw that.
187% on Binance, and I made 100 and something percent, but I left the trade at 100 at 90 something 92% or thereabout because I didn't like the way the thing was going any longer, so I had to leave. But I knew that trade is something that could go very far away. So those things you were seeing, they were percentage people made from the trade. Depending on their leverage, people use different leverages. On one of my exchange on Bitgate, I used 100x. On the other on Binance, I used 85x. I could use 100x. I just feel like using the leverage I used. I don't even know why I used it, but I'm a 100x trader. But I don't know. Sometimes we just, I don't know. I can't even explain why sometimes I scale down my leverage. But I don't use anything below 80x. I have my reasons for not doing that. But you see, I really don't advise people to do. Okay, we talk about leverage later, please. We talk about leverage later. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, you have. In that note, you have. Then I really want to also know, since you set your take profit and also set your stop loss, I want to also know how to get out of a trade, how to leave a trade also on the Binance, how to leave a trade also. And then what's the best time to watch out for a trade? Since you cannot be on it for 24 hours or every now and then, how do you advise one to always watch out for your trade, like at every point in time, every now and then, like how soon or how early do you watch out for your trade, and also how to leave a trade too?
Thank you. I think you have answered. You have asked a lot of questions, and your one of your question, it happens to coincide with one that the last person just asked that I didn't really answer. If I'll go back to her, I think she said something about watching a trade like a hawk. Like, do you have to
Yes.
be watching that trade 24/7, as people say, like it's strenuous, blah, blah, blah. I think the trade we took should clarify that answer. We only used, how many, was it up to an hour, please? Someone should please testify to that. Was it up to an hour? Or maybe like an hour, 30
No,
minutes
it
or so?
wasn't up to an hour. It was like an hour some few minutes. That's how the trade. Depending on when each individual left.
Exactly. Depending on when some individual left. My take profit was at 23,300 or thereabouts. But I left on time because I didn't like the way the thing was developed. And some people took the trade and left it and went to do other things, and their take profit was smashed. Although I don't really advise that though, because nobody controls the market. Nobody. If anybody ever tells you that some people are there, as they call them, whales, there is nothing like whales. There is nothing. It doesn't exist. It's a lie. There are many lies out there. Many, many, many. Well, let's not go into that, but please just know that there is nothing like whales. It doesn't exist. It's what people say to justify their error or their mistakes or their lack of knowledge or lack of understanding of what is happening in the market. It doesn't exist. So nobody controls the market. It is just you and the market. There are two parties in this market, you and the market. If you make any mistake, it's your fault. If we give any call out, please, I am declaring this to everybody here. If we give any call out and it goes wrong, please, it is nobody's mistake. There is nobody. It is our mistake. It is our mistake. If we give any call out and it goes wrong, we do not throw blames on anybody because there is nobody out there. There are only two parties. Please, let's mute the person speaking right now. There are just two parties, we and I, myself, and the market, nobody else. So any call out I give or we give that went wrong, it's our fault for not seeing properly the point of good injection. Yes, we are totally different from people out there that start giving blame. Oh, it was a fake out. Oh, the whales, they changed the direction. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, they never said it's their fault. We are saying that it's our fault. If we give that, it's our fault for not seeing properly the point of injection, or for not telling you, or for not taking the right point of injection. It's our fault. So I think another thing you asked was how do you cancel the trade? When you're in profit, you can choose to cancel the trade at any time. It's your responsibility. If you are okay with 10%, 10% is huge. I don't think any investment can give you 10% in a month. I doubt if it exists in the world. So you see 10% in less than 5 minutes, or in less than 1 hour, or less than not 1 hour. I don't think anybody should want 10% in 1 hour is too small. You see 10% in, let's say, 30 minutes or 15 minutes or so, and you don't want to take it. Why? Take your money and run away, please. If you like, if it happens that the trade develops more than that, you can have 100% in 5 minutes, in 1 hour, in 5 hours. You can have 300, 400%. This is something we have had, and I really wish before this 1 week ends, we could generate something more than that, maybe 500%. It's nothing big. Cumulatively in today alone, I generated, in my own personal account, I generated over 410%. So it's no big deal. It's no big deal. So you can cancel your trade anytime you want. And also, if the trade start going towards your stop loss, you can choose to exit before it gets to your stop loss. It's your choice. We are out here to help everyone here. That's only what we are doing, and nothing more than that. And if you like, you can leave it. Oh, the stop loss. Let me see if you can hit it. Sometimes it might not hit the stop loss, and it will reverse and put you in profit. We know the reason why we put that stop loss there. It's a lot has gone into it to make sure that was the stop loss we give. And if you watch carefully, the stop loss we give, it's very thin. I don't think anybody out there will give a call out and give such stop loss. The stop loss is just like $40 price difference, $50 price difference. I don't think I will ever in this life give a call out that will give a stop loss of $100 price difference. It's impossible. The error there is too large. It's too large, not for anyone trading 100x. So we know what we are doing. We know the exact price. Our accuracy is 99, 98 to 100. 98 error safe is too much. Let's just say 98 to 100%. So please, I think I've answered that question. Next question, please.
No, please. Yeah, you've answered the question. Thank you. But you mean if I click on cancel, I've exited the trade?
Okay. Once you get your, once you normally you have, once you take the trade.
Click on close position, close. You click on close, and you get out.
Okay. Thank you. So, on the other hand, you said as that percentage increases, plus 74, plus 90, you said is that the result of the amount you put in to the trade, right? Is that what you said?
Please, Mr. Timothy Dombo, I'm sorry if I pronounce that right. We might have to take other people's question. You can hold your question. We'll attend to it later. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
In the chat question.
Is anybody with the next person? I think we had somebody who was raising his hand. Any other question before we move to the next person? To the next.
We have Dennis Williams.
Yes, Dennis Williams.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right. So sorry, this is also like a layman's question. That's for somebody that will understand how this works all the way. I'm not going to take us back, but I want to ask, at what point um, do someone convert his profit into fiat, as in into a money he can spend on his own primary account on the Nigerian bank? At what point do they have to reach a point where you can now cash out or withdraw, or can you take your profit and use it immediately, or I don't know. That's the part I would like to get there.
Okay, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Okay, you can take your profit at any point and convert it into fiat if you want to at any point in time. For example, let's take an example. I trade and I made like 5 extra USDT, which is about $5, and I want to use my $5. I can choose to sell it immediately. We also have an escrow platform where you can actually sell these digital tokens like your USDT. So you can join the escrow platform and sell your USDT. There are always buyers available for your USDT. So you don't have to worry about at what point. At any point, even if it's $1 you want to sell and convert to your physical cash, there are people who are willing to buy it from your hand and pay you cash for it. So at any point in time. I hope that answers the question.
Very well. Yeah, thank you.
So we'll drop the link to the escrow group where you can sell your USDT after trading. If you feel you want to sell, there's an escrow platform where people buy and sell digital tokens. So we'll drop that on the group later on. Okay, I think that settles that. We now have another person, Noah. Mr. Noah, please, can we have your question? Please, can you unmute yourself?
Okay, good evening, all. My question is like this. I'm a newbie, and the way it is, I've done my Binance and everything arranged. I don't have anything in the account. So my question is like this. Is there a video already made so that I can know how to go about it from beginning to, because the ones I've had so far, it's like having 10 steps, and I'm listening to step 7, 8, 9. I don't know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my question.
To that question, we have a video. Like I said from the onset, we have like 3 videos prepared. The first video will teach you how to take a trade, generally how to trade on Binance. The second video will teach you how to fund your Binance account using from your margin account. Then the third video will actually teach you how to fund your futures account from your sports wallet. So those videos are on the YouTube page. So you will drop the links to the YouTube so that you can watch it. We also encourage you that after watching, you please like and subscribe to the platform, because we'll be dropping more content value on the YouTube page for everybody to actually get value from it. Does that answer the question, Mr. Noah?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do we have more questions? More questions before we move to the next on the agenda? More questions? I'm not seeing any, and so I'm assuming that most of our questions on how to take a trade, how to place trades, understanding what the leverage is, and how to exit a trade is clearly understood by all. Am I right? Please, I need a feedback. I want to assume everybody gets that clear. So any of you, am I right? Is it understood for everybody?
For me, yes.
Okay.
Yes, for me
thank you.
too. Yes, for me too.
Okay, thank you. So I'm assuming that applies to everybody. Okay, so without wasting much time, we want to go to the next the next, and we want to talk about proper bankroll management. It is key we talk about proper bankroll management. I think I remember Mr. Job saying it's one of the way we used to reduce or to manage our risk. So I think Mr. Job is available. Mr. Job, Mr. Job, is Mr. Job available?
Yeah. I'm very much available, sir.
Okay. So you have our attention. We want to hear from you about proper bankroll management and how to apply it in future trading.
Okay, I'll be a bit fast on this bankroll management. If you're in the last training we had, the first one, we defined what is the bankroll itself. The word bankroll might sound a little bit unfamiliar to some here if they are not in the finance line. Let me just quickly look at the dictionary definition of bankroll. Bankroll says the monetary asset of a person or an organization. That's bankroll, monetary asset of a person. So that's bankroll. So when we say bankroll management, I think you get the idea. It means the fund you have. So bankroll management is how you manage that fund. So the fund you want to use for trading, how you manage it. That is bankroll management, and that is a measure in which we employ to reduce risk. So how do we do this? Let's assume that you have a $20 account that you want to use for trading. Now, it is capital sin, like sin 101, for you to use the whole $20 to take a position. Sin 101. That is the mistake a lot of people do, that they start shouting futures trading is dangerous, it's evil, blah blah blah. They took my money. Well, nobody took your money. You lack knowledge, or you lack experience, or you lack whatever. It's your fault. It's your fault. Never anybody's fault. Nobody cares about you in this market. Nobody knows you. Binance does not care. You make loss or you make profits. They make their gain. They take their fee. That's your business. Binance doesn't care about you. Nobody cares. So we care. We are the only one that cares about you. So that's the reason why we are trying to explain this bankroll management. So it's sin 101 is to use the entire fund to take a trade. Let me give you an example. I took one of the trade I took, which in the early hour of the day, which I generated 240%. I used $22 to take that trade. I used $22 to take the trade. Let's just say $20 to take the trade. So I have more than that in my account, but I decided to use $22 to take that trade. I have a reason for doing that, and the reason is I'm employing bankroll management. So what do I do? Ideally, this is what you do. When you have an amount in your account, ideally, please, you divide that fund. You use only 1/10 of that fund to take a position. 1/10 of that fund. That's what you use to take a position, ideally. But the unfortunate part is, if everyone here should use 1/10 of their fund to take a position, the profits they will be having from it will be very minimal. So even I myself, I don't use 1/10, but ideally, that is what you should do. 1/10 of that fund is what you use to take a position. Per position you take, you should use only 1/10 of it. But since usually I use 1/5 or 1/4. Usually, that's what I do. 1/5 or 1/4. I don't even use one half of it. I don't use half of it. I don't. It's even really not okay using 1/5 or 1/4 of it. But for one reason or the other, I use 1/4, 1/5 of the phone I have. So I only risk 1/5 of the phone I have. So now, even that 1/5 you are risking to take a trade, you are also using your stop loss. Are you seeing it? You are also using your stop loss. So it means even that 1/5, you can only use a part, you can only afford to lose a part of it should the trade go against you. Please, a minute, please. Please, I don't know, Mr. Steven, can we continue with another part of the meeting? I'll be back in a minute's time, please. I quickly have to attend to something quite urgent.
Okay, so Miss, can you am I audible enough, please? So we have some people who are actually joining the call right now, and they actually need to know how they can take. So just I'm just trying to give like a recap of what has actually happened. We have been able to provide a YouTube channel where you can actually watch the videos on how you can actually take trade. The video comes in 3 parts. The first part tells you how to take trade on Binance Future. The second part tells you how to fund your futures account from your margin account if you have a Binance account. Then the third part also tells you how you can actually fund your Binance account using the spot wallet. So those are the 3 basic videos you would get on the YouTube page. Now, so before that, I usually want to talk about the fact that our mindset as regards to trading. A lot of people actually feel that trading comes with a lot of risk, and yes, like Mr. actually said, in life there's no part of life that does not come with risk. But how well you can manage the risks is what differentiates you from other individuals. And that's why at our platform we try to see how we can manage that. And that's why we are constantly talking about the need for us to use bankroll management when trading, and the need to also use leverage when trading. So, am I audible, please? Hello? My network is... Hello?
You are audible. We can hear you.
Okay. I think I have 2 persons who want to ask questions again. Okay, Mr. Noah, let me have your question quickly. Let me attend to your question before I continue. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Sorry, that was a mistake.
Okay. I have Jerry. Mr. Jerry, please can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Hello, Mr. Jerry, can you hear me? Can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Okay, I don't think I'm having Mr. Jerry again on the call.
Sorry, it was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Okay, okay, no problem. So, like I was talking, it's important that we actually know when to apply proper bankroll management in our trades. It is extremely wrong for us to say, okay, I have 10 USDT, I have $10 to actually take a trade, and so because I want to make quick profits, I want to make profits as soon as possible. I then use all the $10 to take a trade. We have said it times without count. You do not control the market. So if you do not have control over the market, why would you want to take the whole of your funds in trading? So it is important that you at least, if not sharing the funds into 1/4, at least 1/3 of that fund, then increase your leverage size. Unfortunately, for those who are on Binance, who are new on Binance, they cannot increase their leverage. Binance only gives them the opportunity to trade with 20% leverage. Then after a period of 60 days, they would then get to increase their leverage. So if you're finding it difficult to actually trade on Binance, or you're looking for an opportunity for you to increase your leverage because you are using small funds, you can actually try Biget. Biget is also an exchange platform where we also take trades. So you can also try Biget. The link for you to actually download Biget will also be dropped on the platform. I think, Mr. Josiah, can you please drop the link on the platform so that they can also download Biget, just in case they are restricted a bit from Binance in taking a higher leverage for low funds.
Yeah,
No
it will be
problem.
dropped. Yeah, it should be dropped on the description part of the WhatsApp page, the description, so that at any point you can just go to the description and see.
No,
Okay.
the description is filled already. We don't have much space there again.
Okay. Oh, okay. Then we'll drop it in the main group. Then we'll drop it in the chat box. Then.
So we
Okay,
have
thank
our
you.
YouTube channel pinned to the description. Everyone can access it.
Okay, I think it's easier to access it by the YouTube channel. So you drop the description link on how to download Biget. Then if you have questions on how you want to place trade, because Biget and a bit of Binance, they're a bit different in how to take the trade. Although it's the same concept, but the interface differs from each other. So if you have questions on how to do that, you can also ask any of the admins on the platform, so they can guide you on how to do that. So it's important that we try as much as we can to reduce the funds. If we don't have enough funds, we want to see how we can at least divide our funds into 4 parts. Use 1 part to take. And please never, for newbies, it's important that you always follow through on the platform. If you are given a stop loss, please apply that principle and fix the stop loss. Don't just be in a hurry. When you take your trades, cross-check everything before you actually confirm. It's very important, so that you do not miss a step. Because if anything goes wrong, you are responsible for that trade. You are responsible for that action. If the trade goes wrong against you, it is your fault and not the fault of any of the admins on the platform. So it's important that you thoroughly cross-check the values you are giving and fix the values where they ought to be fixed, so that you do not make such mistake. And we are also aware that a lot of ops might not be online for one reason or the other beyond our control. And so as a platform, we're thinking of how we can actually help every one of us to be fully involved. So we are thinking of an opportunity or a way we could get your attention to come online when a trade is dropped, so that you can actually take it. Because, for example, I might be at the office, my data might be off, and a trade might drop. I might not know. I might come into the platform and see the trade, and the trade might have been triggered, and it will be wrong for you to enter the trade when the trade has been triggered. So it's important that we are always available online 24 hours, but for circumstances beyond our control, we might not be able to. So we are looking at how we could actually curb that issue. So I think later on we'll be dropping a Google form where you can fill in your information, drop a number that is easily reachable, so that the worst case scenario, we can actually send you a message, a normal SMS message to your lines, telling you to please come online and take a trade that has been dropped. So I think that's one way we are looking at.
I'm back. So you can just want to inform
Okay.
you that I'm back.
Okay. So before I leave for Job, so please let Mr. Josiah will drop the form. Just fill in your phone numbers and a bit of your details, so that we can easily reach you by SMS to inform you of a trade that is about to drop. Just in case you are not online, at least your SMS does not need internet to reach to you. So that's just one way we think we can help out in that situation. So Mr. Job, please go ahead.
It seems Brother Jude wants to say something, please.
Okay. If you want to say something, please, Mr. Jude, go ahead. You can come online, please.
Okay. So what I
Sorry,
want to
we've
say
got
is
someone from
just a
the audience. We've got someone from the audience
okay.
that's raising up. Mrs. Gift.
Okay. Miss Gift, she's raising her hand up. Okay, let's have a question first. Sorry, Mr. Jude, can you please hold on? Let's attend to our question first.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. We can hear you.
My question is taking us back to when I think there was this madam that commented and she asked some questions about the stop loss and take profit stuff. If you have to keep monitoring it, so my question is, if you're giving us signals and you say take the trade and later you tell us to come out from the trade, we don't have to monitor these things ourselves, do we? Or is there still necessity on our part that mandates us to be on this trade 24 hours? Because for myself, I'm a very busy person and I don't think I will have the time to keep monitoring a particular trade. So are you guaranteeing me that the trade or the signals you're giving me, I could just take the trade and go off, and when I see signals to come out from the trade, I come out? Is that enough from my end, or do you need me to do some additional tasks like monitor, like the lady asked? That's first question. I have another question after
Please,
this.
can I take that? Or can you just ask it too?
Okay, so so
You should
oh,
answer the first.
I answered this one first.
Okay,
Why?
okay. Or any of the admin wants to take that answer on the question.
Is Mr. Jude available to take the question, or I should take the question?
Well, I think I should take the question, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Please. All right. To answer that question, if you have to monitor the trade, if you have to be available 24/7 to monitor the trade, the answer is no. You don't have to be available to monitor the trade. You are not actually monitoring trade. When an order is executed, you see, we at the end here, we are not folding our arms and just praying. We don't pray here. We don't. Well, you can pray. Yeah, you can pray. But my point is, we don't hope here. We don't keep our hands and start praying, please, oh God, let this trade do well, please. No, 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 no. Those ones, those one doesn't work out that way. We are monitoring the trade. We are trying to see if there's going to be failure, because at times when your order gets executed and you're in profit, you might expect to take profit at this point, but for some reasons there might be failure and it will not get to your take profit. So we are constantly monitoring the trade. So we are doing the work here to monitor trades. You are not monitoring trades. Well, maybe you can call it monitor when you just look at your app and you see you're in profit, or for one reason or the other, you see your stop loss is going towards your stop loss. So you are really, maybe that is, you can call that monitor. But what I call monitor is you are in the market, you are monitoring the market and seeing, trying to see failure. So what I think we do, I think Mr. Steven has mentioned it, is we are looking for a way where we can alert you that, oh, your order has been filled. You are now in profit. Oh, your order was filled, but it hits your stop loss. Yes, it can happen. Please, your stop loss can be hit. It is there for a reason, as an account protection, as a capital protection mechanism. We are not God here that would be 100% accurate to see every single spot the institutional trader wants to inject fund. We are not God here that would want, no, we are not 100%, but we are telling you that we are pretty, very, very accurate. So that is it. So one thing you do, ideally in trading, you don't set your trade and go and leave it and start doing some other things. You don't do that. Ideally, you don't do that. When you know you can attend to that trade, you set it and leave it. When you know you would be very much busy, maybe you want to engage, you want to travel to somewhere, or that will take maybe like 4 hours of your time, you will not even have time, you will not even take your phone along. It's best you cancel that trade. It's best you do that. But if you feel that, oh, I have a stop loss, and the worst case scenario is I lost some fraction of the money I used to take a position. If you feel you can let go of that, well, fine. Because at times your order might be triggered and you'll be in profit. Now we might be expecting 50% from this trade, and the thing we get to 40%, it will come back and hit your stop loss if you are not monitoring that trade. Because when we see such failure, we might tell you, please exit this trade. It's not going to the stop loss any longer. And you are not with your phone, so now you entered, you got up to 40%. You didn't take it, and at the end it went up hitting your profit, your stop loss. So that is the reason why ideally you should set your trade when you can, at least your phone is with you, and when alerted you can easily, so I think I answered that question.
Yes, you. My second question, I know one of the admins mentioned that it's wrong or it's not appropriate for you to enter a trade after the call out has gone farther at 12 p.m. in the afternoon, and I am just getting the message by 3 p.m. It's actually not proper to follow up with that trade. So, is there a risk for not if I have to, or if I insist on following the trade, what's the consequence?
Okay. Mr. Job, do you want to take that, or we should direct it
Okay,
to?
I can take it if you want me to take it, please. Okay, you know what? This is the way institutional traders trade, and that is the way we trade. You see, once order has been triggered and you are now in profit, perhaps 50%, and you feel, whoa, I did not take this trade, and perhaps the stop loss will take you up to like 150%. I'm just giving an example. Please don't be expecting too large like this of a trade. At times I leave a trade as little as 10%, 20%, 5%, or I just leave at break even at times, you know. So don't be, when I'm using this large percent, yes, it's something we have on a constant basis, but please don't have that fixed mind that you must leave at 50, 100, blah, 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 you know. When we see failure, we exit. That is why we exit. And when we are contented with the profit we have, we exit. Take your money and run away before they collect it from you. Actually, nobody's collecting it from you, except if you refuse to see failure, then you let go of it. So what I'm trying to say is this. I just lost track of the question I was trying to answer, please. It's funny.
You already
She's
answered my question anyway. It's
Okay, okay,
fine.
okay,
It's
okay,
fine. So
okay, okay.
just a
So yeah,
very
yes.
just a final
Just to
okay.
wrap it up. I think I remember that. You see, when a trade has been triggered, you really don't. And the person, maybe you see people up to 50%. Please don't enter. Don't take that call out again. It's over. Don't jump and enter that trade. It's over. It's increased risks if you enter that trade. Please don't. So that trade becomes invalid when the trade has been triggered. It becomes invalid. That's my answer to that question.
Okay. Okay. So thank you for that. So um I don't know how it is, but I think or possible if you guys could use another means apart from the WhatsApp means of reaching people when it comes to a call out and a stop trade. Maybe try using Google Calendar pop up or Google Calendar update so that it's just alerts the person, and the person gets okay, enter trade. Because sometimes these WhatsApp messages, what happens is that you have a lot of those messages on your phone. When you pick up your phone, you might somehow, even if you are in the WhatsApp message, you might lose track of the information, the actual information. So if it's a Google pop-up, where you know that once you get that pop-up, this is what you are required to do. I don't know if it's an option for you guys to consider. Thank you.
Okay, I think I will refer that to our technical team to see if it's possible. Then, but for now, like we said, we are basically considering a text message. Another way that could actually help out is maybe you could pin the Slick Exchange Signal platform on your WhatsApp. That way, you can easily get whenever message comes, it's just constant there, instead of having different messages, and probably it might be down below your message list and the rest of it. But I'll refer that to the technical team to see how it can work on that. Mr. Josiah, I am sure you heard question.
Yes, please, I got it. So we are actually working on methods that we can reach our the users of the platform. So whatever method we use, I'm sure we are going to communicate that with you beforehand. But I don't think it might really take effect of this 1 week, because this is like a trial, and we more of the trial is focused on the training. So we're looking at having that when we fully launch. Of course, that we'll communicate that to everyone.
Okay, Thank you, Mr. Josiah. I think I'm still having question. I think okay, Mr. Dennis wanted to ask a question. Please, can you make it sharp? Because we still have one more person to talk, and that's Mr. Jude. He will be speaking on having the right mindset. So please, let's make the question sharp. Mr. Dennis, can you hear me? You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, I can hear you. So
Okay.
I'm not going to get the question. I want to contribute to what the previous lady said and make a suggestion towards that. Apart from the fact that we can see the WhatsApp group and get notifications from the signal, I want to suggest also that group technical skill also monitors how the group runs, such that only the purpose of the group, as the signals, the call out, and all that. For example, right now the group is still open for participants to send in their messages. Yes, it's fine when we are expecting messages from the participants, but when the messages is becoming too much, sometimes like today, I had to go and search for today's call out. Because when the lecture was on, I was like, where did I say the 22645 or so? I had to search for it literally to get where the call out was mentioned. So if that can be cropped out, then it is easy for one to quickly identify a call out. Now, that is why Telegram is somewhat better, where we have channels and where comment section is different. So Telegram will be on the channel, you can just place the call out there from technical, and that's the only thing that will be there. And the timing and everything will be there. While the comment section will be for anyone that wants to chat. So that's my observation, and maybe we can work on this one too.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think it's okay. I understand what you're saying. Most times when a call out is dropped and there are so many messages, getting the call out might be very difficult. So like we said, it's just we are trying to see how we can get a good format for all this. But before the end of the week, I'm sure we'll come up with something very nice and comfortable for everybody to use. So it's a valid point that you just mentioned. We'll work on that. Thank you very much for mentioning that point. I think the last person I have on that is Mr. Timothy. Please, can you fasten up with a question?
Okay, thank you very much. In regards to that, I was thinking I would suggest. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I was thinking I would suggest in regards to that, if we can use Telegram as also a means, because Telegram has a way of pinning an important note or messages. You pin it, anybody that comes around will note that the call out has been dropped and it's pinned. So you can click on it. Once you click on it, it will go to where exactly where the chart was dropped. So you can just take your trade. I think for me that's a suggestion. And then on the other hand, at what point do you know your call out has been triggered? Is it at the entry point? Once it enters your entry point, the call out has been triggered or your trade has been triggered? That's my question. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. We'll consider Telegram too as an option. Like you said, it's better if we have something we can actually pin the call out on. Yes, you only know that your trade has been triggered when it gets to your entry point. If, for example, your entry point is 22,645 and the value of Bitcoin drops to 22,645, it triggers your trade. That is when your trade has been triggered.
Okay, thank you very much.
Is that clear, Mr. Timothy?
Yes, I'm good. I'm okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. So I think the last person we'll be having today to speak to us is Mr. Jude. Mr. Jude, are you available, please?
I'm available for Jaye. Who know that slang?
Sure, sir. Please, can you help us? We know we should have had you like a long time, so please go ahead.
After almost killing my battery, then you call me to speak. I hope I will have enough battery life.
Don't worry. I'll send you my power bank over now.
I have a power bank too. I can send you.
So I want to talk briefly on a good mindset. So I'm going to be very brief because I really don't have much to say, but just to encourage you to have the right mindset toward taking profit. So you see what we are trying to do here, we are trying to help each and every one of us on this group to have residual income in addition to whatever income we are having somewhere else. But you know that there are some residual income that actually beats our salary. So we are hoping that, you know, over some time or some time from now, our residual income becomes even our main income. That's what we wish for everyone that is here. But how do we achieve this? That's what I want to talk about. See, the mindset is not to hit and run. The mindset is not Baba Jebu kind of mindset where you make some prediction and then thereafter it hits and you cash out your money and you take off. You understand? That's not what we want to do here. Now, in practical terms, I'm going to use some figures so that you can understand. We suggest that if you want to, take trades, you should have at least $20 above. That was the recommendation from the admin. We don't know what your pockets are. I know some of us here can need to way beyond that. But just remember, when you are taking a trade, don't use all your funds to take one trade. That's where, Job talked about bankroll management. However the case is, our aim is to ensure that you take profit at the end of the day. Like Job also explained, sometimes since we are not gods, we can only be 99.9, 99.8% accurate. So sometimes, because of the imperfection, we get to give a call out that flops. It doesn't mean we are not going to make profits cumulatively. That's not what it means. But if you have the mindset of coming to hit and run, you will always complain when there is a glitch, when there is when there is I'm looking for people to speak. Really go that when things don't go well or when things didn't go well as planned, you will complain that, oh, these people, they gave a wrong color, we lost. But you would have forgotten all the call outs that has been given that was right. So overall, the mindset I want every profit at the end of the week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, however you want it. So if in a week now, you say, okay, every week I want to see how many percent I make from this call out. Yes, day one comes, they drop a call out. Wow, fine, 50%. Ojelo, you chop and go. Day two comes, no call out, because the technical team, they have analyzed the trade, they've analyzed the market, they see that the market is too volatile. There is really no point that they could start to say, yes, the institutional trader will roll a lot of money into this. Let's just chill a bit. Day two might pass. There's no call out because of the market. We are not seeing any good points, to call to you guys. Day three comes. Okay, there's a spot in the morning, and suddenly there's another spot in the evening. This in the evening, it flops. Okay, day four, day five comes. We have 2 slots like that, 2 call outs. Now, it could happen that in an entire week, there could be some time, there could be some call out that will not hit, that will not get filled. There could be some call out where your stop loss could be hit and you are taken out of the trade and you make 0% from it. Yes, but overall, at the end of the week, have you made a gain, irrespective of the few days that they were. If your own is okay, I want to put this $100, I want to see what translates as percentage increase for me at the end of the month. Forget about whatever call out that was missed. Forget about whatever call out that went, haywire, that went wrong. At the end of the month, check your balance. I had $100. Now I'm having 150. I profit. That is the mindset we want everyone to have. Don't put money in that place. For example, you put $50 there. You make money. You transfer 10. Use it to go and drink beer and pepper soup. That's not. You cannot calculate your profit well. You will be working, but it will look as if you are not doing it. It will look as if you are not, for accountability's sake. It's just like someone going to the work and is paid salary at the end of the month. So we would also encourage everyone that's going to trade, that's going to use the call out, fix a certain amount there. At the end of the month, see what comes out, take a percentage of it and return back to as your capital. Use a little percentage from it and feel all right, however you want to feel all right. But track your progress weekly, bi-monthly, or monthly. Do not try so hard to just okay, I hit this trade. Actually, we know some, when we are studying, we know some people that, like the trade that was taken this morning. Imagine I had 500 USDT. Just for example, that trade gave some people 100%. Somebody used 125x leverage. So what it means now is that if I have a $500 in my account with 100x leverage and 100% increment, I have made an additional $500. Some people, that's all they need to survive in a month. They will not come back to this group again to say that they want to take any trade. They are okay. It depends on your capital. But we know that a good number of us do not have such an amount just flying around, except there are a lot of billionaires here that, they should help us. However, if the case is the case with us, like some of us, all we're trying to do is trying to build count gradually, so that in few months, if we started with 15, if we started with 50, now you can smile and say, wow, I've progressed actually to $100. I started with 15. How can you do that? Keep track records. Bi-monthly, monthly. Some of us, if you have some fund, just lock it there. Just know that I want to roll this fund for the next 6 months. Let me see what comes out of it. It's better than many stupid investments out there that we do and we lost. We don't even have control over. So please change your mindset. Change your mindset, because we do not want to be hearing, we don't want to be seeing messages like, you gave us a wrong call. Yes, you people said it's your responsibility. That means you were wrong. But we don't want to hear things like that, because when it goes well with you, you will not come back to tell us. So the point is, please have a good mindset toward making profit. Profit comes and builds with time. People that do businesses, sometimes when they establish businesses, there are some days, even the people at the shop here, you open your shop, some days you don't sell. Some days, because you just want to sell, you just sell for less the price. Just that, so that some funds you could have some funds with you, even though you actually bought that in 100 naira. But I can't just come and not selling. Okay, just give me 95 naira. You are lost. You have lost for that day. But the next day, you could see someone that will come and buy that thing for maybe 150, then you make up for it, you cover up for it. That's the mindset we want everyone to have. So please, we do not want to hear those negatives, say, oh, this call out was wrong, you people are wrong, blah, blah, blah. No. We will not even attend to, because it's complete distraction. That's why we are bringing it up now. Have a good mindset. Bankroll your money properly, the way you have to. Yeah. Now, if you check Job's trade, if you check many people's trade, Job trades sometimes with $8. If you check very well, and he makes 22 from it. You get the point now. So it really doesn't matter how much you are using to trade, but just follow exactly what we are giving to you. Follow the principle, the bankroll principle, the good mindset, and you will see at the end of the month, at the end of 2 months, your residual income, probably, even if you are not careful, becomes your major income. I'm telling you the truth. There's nothing that's going to stop you if you if you build your funds, nothing can stop you from making $1,000 in a month. Job just told us he made 400%. If you make 400% on, if you have 1,000 USDT, if you have 500 USDT, if you make 400% every week, we are talking about almost 2,000% in a month. So you feel good, you feel fly. You chill, you hang out with guys, but don't hang out when you have not gotten to that point. If you are setting, you want to see what you've made for the month, let the month come to an end first, except there's an emergency that somebody is dying that you need to send. Those are exceptions. Don't take money, don't use money anyhow, don't take your profit, leave it there and make it grow and reward yourself either weekly, bi-monthly, or monthly. So yes, I told someone that I think I know I talk a lot, but I think Job talk even more than I do. So I'm going to end this conversation here. If you have any question, ask. But I don't think there will be any question. It's very clear. So Stephen, please, back to you. Mr. Steve.
Hey, Mr. Jude, you want to spoil my brain this night, right? Maybe I'll invite you for my next seminar so that you can become the next motivational speaker. But okay.
No problem.
So I really don't know how to talk much. So that's why you notice I sometimes pause but the truth is whatever Mr. Judah just said is the right thing. So our form of trading is we are trying to work on cumulative. There is no like 100% guarantee that we might not have one or two negative profits. Or I wouldn't call it negative profits, or we might not have one or two negative trades. There will always be one or two. But even at that one or two, when we calculate what we've made for the whole week, we'll notice that we are still in profit. So, like I usually tell people, please, I want to sound this note. Do not go and borrow money to trade. Do not go and borrow money to trade. It's not advisable. You should trade with whatever funds you can afford to use. Don't borrow money. It's key. I've experienced it and it's not good. I've experienced borrowing money and doing trades, and those trades went bad for me and I had to pay so much debt. So we never advise you to borrow funds to start a trade. Please don't do that. I think I still have Mr. Timothy's hand up. Wow. Mr. Timothy, just one more question, and this will be the last question for today. Thank you. Mr. Timothy, can we hear your question?
It's not a question. I just want to thank Mr. Jude. Mr. Jude, I love your speech. I mean, I got so motivated and I learned. I got this positive mindset when you talked about that mindset on trading. I'm grateful. Thank you very much. I think you've made my day. Thank you very much, sir. That's all.
Thank you too.
Okay, so I think we are gradually wrapping up this meeting. So we would always have individuals who will come to the platform who might not be knowledgeable about trading. We always say this to people. You don't have to know how to trade. All you simply know how to do is get the basic knowledge in taking the trade. You don't have to be the one doing the analysis, the charting. All you simply have to do is know when to impute each value when given to you. And you can be assured that if you follow the directions given to you, you will be able to do something meaningful at the end of every week, at the end of 2 weeks, at the end of a month. All we just need to do is we need to follow direction. A lot of people, you give them instructions, they choose to go against the instructions. The truth is we'll bear the risk at the end of the day. So please, let's follow the instructions that we are giving to on the platform. For every other areas where we talked about that needs to be improved on, especially with how to get members' attention when a trade is dropping, We'll work on it, and we'll get back to every individual on the platform. We also want to use the opportunity to tell everyone that you can refer our platforms to your friends, families. We also have the group link for you to post on your social media pages. We are guaranteeing anyone that comes to our platform that we will be offering them premium trades that puts them in profit. Premium trades that put them in profit. It might not come every day. It might be once in 2 days. It might be once in 3 days. But we are sure that at the end of the week, you should be able to make something reasonable, and you can sit back and say, okay, what did I make? What's my cumulative? Was I able to make like 200% of whatever I did for trade I took for the week, even if it's once or twice? We will only give a trade when we are 101% sure that that trade will put you in profit. So feel confident enough to actually spread our message to your families and to your friends. Also, please like our social media handles. We have Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and we also have our YouTube page. From time to time, we'll be dropping valued content on YouTube so that you can actually get to see videos and get to understand some dynamics of the market. And from time to time, each of the admins will be doing 1 or 2 videos on the platform and dropping. So I think that's all for today. I don't know if the other admins have anything they want to say. Mr. Job, do you have anything you want to say in addition to what I've just said? You have our attention.
Mr. Steven, why do you call me? You know my own talk does not end. You want to prolong this meeting.
In fact, I'm going to put you on that time. 2 minutes, please.
I really don't have anything to say. I really don't have anything to say.
Thank you. I know you've been such a wonderful partner, and we look forward to working more and with the group. Mr. Jude, I don't think you have anything to say. You have already inspired us today enough. Do you still want to say something?
All I want to say is that I want to go and please.
You want to sleep? Okay, we are rounding up. And then our technical department, Mr. Josiah. Anything else?
No, please. I want to encourage everyone to share this opportunity. You see, what we are doing here is we want everyone to at least earn a decent living. That's our main goal. Earn a decent living, and if you know you want that for your family or friends, do not hesitate in sharing this opportunity to them.
Okay, so thank you all very much. If we are having if there will be need for more meetings, we'll let you know. But please, if you need to go through the YouTube page for more clarity, please do so. It's never out of place for you to watch the video 2-3 times so that you can get so used to the Binance features, and you wouldn't need to be asking much question anymore. You would also be one of those who can actually refer others to take training from you. So please, that's all we'll be having today. We want to say thank you for taking our time.
Just to add, we'll have session recorded, and I think we should be uploading it to the YouTube channel. Those that were unable to join, so we can share it. We'll share it with the group once we upload it.
Okay, thank you. So thank you all very much for taking time out of your busy schedule. We know we've been busy all today. We came back, we needed to rest, but we still had time to join for the meeting. We really appreciate. So we have a pending trade that is an open trade. We are looking forward to taking the trade and making something meaningful from it. In the meantime, please do enjoy your night.
And when the trade is triggered, we would like you to post the results later on. We always like that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jude. So what we'll do is this: at the end of the trade, maybe maybe at the end of the trade, maybe at a particular level, we'll open the group for such. But I think what we'll be doing, we'll get back to you on that. I think when we drop a trade, the group should be locked. Then at a particular period of time, we'll open the group for others to post. So we'll look at it. So thank you very much. Good night. Have a sweet night rest, and see you tomorrow morning.